What's good, everybody? It's Big Game James, man. And you know what it is. It's the good, the bad, the ugly from the Mavericks overtime loss to the OKC Thunder. I ain't gonna lie, this one pisses me off. Ain't no way should have lost that damn game, but I had the funny feeling they had one of their better players out the game, the young point guard, and Josh Giddey, who I like a lot. He's a great little point guard. He was out that game, so I'm like, this should be good. But it ended up losing 117 to 111 in overtime. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander destroyed him, 38 points. He's not a three-point shooter. He's going in the paint. But let's talk about the good first. Not a lot of good in that game for me, but a few good for me in this game was I've been screaming for Dwight Powell that if JaVale McGee ain't going to offer you nothing defensively and he's not going to get rebounds, which Dwight Powell didn't do last night, start Dwight Powell. You know, I've been screaming that. If JaVale McGee is not going to give you what you said he was going to come over and gave him the starting position because that's what he was guaranteed, and he's not giving you that work, then start Dwight Powell. Now, the good is Dwight Powell came off the bench. He started, had like 13 points, but only had like 2 rebounds. He's not an inside presence. I get it. But he's active. That's what I like about him. He plays hard. He's active. He's more active in your pick and rolls. He's more active in playing help side defense. He's more active in trying to protect the rim, even though he's not a rim protector at all. You can take it to the hole against Dwight Powell and score on him. He's not a rim protector. But he gives the effort. So I appreciate that, at least about him, is that he gives the effort to do it. So that was a good 13 points as the starter. Hadn't seen action all year. Came in, started, dropped you 13 points. That was great. But you got to get more boards than that. Another good was Josh Green again. I think he had like 5-6 points. This is off the top of my head, kind of, so I apologize. But he gave some good minutes again. I think he had 4 rebounds. He's a defensive guy. He's a guy that you can really work out on that defense, man. I love the way he's kind of playing. Seems like he's getting even more confidence. His confidence is growing. You need to continue to give him minutes because he's a defensive player you need on that court, okay? Because there's not a lot of defense going on right now. Teams are scoring about 48% from the field goal range from this defense. So let me stay on the good. So Dwight Powell coming in, getting 13, starting, good, active. Energy, active, good. Josh Green, active, energy, I love it. Energy seems to come up when he comes in the game. He good on hedges. He's good on a man beating a man on the spot on ball defense. I like it. Jaden Hardy, he got some reps. He was 0 for 2. I knew he was going to try and score. That's what he wants to do. He's not a defensive guy. That's probably why he's not getting minutes. He's not ready. But I was encouraged by him getting on the court because we need another guy that can take people off the dribble. I know he's young, but he was a top pick as far as the Mavericks. It wasn't like they got him in the second round, the last person in the draft. He was known for his offensive skills, and like I said, besides Luka and Dinwiddie, he's the only guy that can really create his own shot. So I hope he continues to get minutes because they're going to need something from him because he can add offensively as far as dribble drive penetration. He can do that. That's what Dallas needs. They don't got guys that can really create their own shots. It's really just Luka and maybe Dinwiddie. That's it. So that was encouraged to see him finally get some time. I didn't expect him to do anything great, but I'm glad he got in. Mavs shot like close to 80% from the free throw line. I told you that's been the Achilles heel so far for them. So those were some good things I saw in that game. Look at another triple-double, but it was an ugly triple-double. If there was ever an ugly triple-double, that was one for Luka. All right? Let's get to the bad and ugly because it was a whole bunch of that. I hate to talk about it, but that's what it was. Bad was Shai Alexander murdered us. He's not a three-point shooter. The team isn't a three-point shooting team. They're a terrible three-point shooting team. They showed that all year. They were terrible last night. I think they shot like 20%. So you knew they were going to go in the paint. You knew they were going to the paint. You knew they were driving to the hole. You knew that was happening. They lived in the paint. They scored 117 points, 70 of their points were in the paint. That's a bad, because every team you played against except Memphis, who you beat, have beat you in points in the paint. Another bad is you had another big lead. 22-point lead against Phoenix, 16-point lead in the fourth against a team that's not a good shooting team. As far as the three-point line, they were terrible. You had a 16-point lead, so they were going to have to go to the hole and chip away that way, and they did. And, there was one play that, I don't know who it was, I can't remember who it was, but he had the ball at the top of the key. There were literally 4 Mavericks right in front of him. He just drove right to the hole, unassisted, and threw down a dunk. I was like, what is going on? So that's a bad, man. Because I'm going to get, it's more ugly than bad. So I'm going to say the bad, and then we're going to get to the ugly. Because that's just bad defense. Teams are shooting 48% from the field against you. It's one of the worst in the league right now. Okay, so that's a bad. Also, what's a bad was, if you don't make three-pointers, Dallas, we know they're a three-point, they live and die by that three. They don't make threes, it's bad. It's going to be bad business for them to win a game. It's going to be bad business. And they were 8 for 40, I believe, last night. Luka was 0 for 6. Kleber was 0 for 6. Tim Hardaway Jr. was like 1 for 3. You know what I mean? And Luka was like, shot 34% from the field and 0% for three-point range. So like I said, if there was ever an ugly triple-double, he kept in the game by getting rebounds, because they got getting killed on the rebounds. But yeah, that's a bad. Not good. Christian Wood, second game, he had 11 points in foul trouble early, and I think, in my opinion, it's a bad, because when he comes to the game, I feel like he's forcing it. I like the way he's playing, so I'm not getting critical as far as the offensive side, but I just feel like now, because he's not getting those starter minutes, he feels like he got to come in and score instantly, or he's got to come in and score, and he can. But sometimes I feel like it's starting to get forced because of the minutes that he's getting, and he hasn't been playing in-game minutes, so he's trying to get what he can when he can. And I feel like it might start taking a little bit of flow out of the offense, because he's trying to put up a shot as soon as he comes in, because he's like, I got to score. So, another subpar game, 11 points, had like 7 boards, I think. He's got to get better at his free throw shooting. It's atrocious. Him and Dinwiddie, atrocious free throw shooting. So that's the bad. And to end it off with the ugly, it was all kind of ugly. Ugly is this. You're one of the bottom league in the NBA in rebounds. Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, total rebounds, assists, still, you're like bottom barrel. Like 24th and below. One of the worst. You're not going to win games. You can't do anything on the defensive end on defense. And you got to want to defense. When you're playing defense, in the NBA, you got to want to play. Okay? Because it's more one-on-one. It's more ISOs. It's more pick and rolls. That's what it is. So you got to want to play defense. And on-ball defense with Dallas is just not good. Guys can consistently take it to the hole, and there's no inside presence. The reason why you got JaVale McGee, and the reason why you got Christian Wood, was to provide inside presence. JaVale McGee is not an inside presence on any kind of offense, but he can be on defense and rebounding. But bro, he be jogging down the field. You inactive, I don't know, you tired, I don't know what the hell happened with that, but he don't get down court, he jogs down court. He's not consistently blocking shots. He's not consistently getting you rebounds. He's not an inside presence right now, especially on the defensive side, and neither is Christian Wood. We've been clamoring Christian Wood need to play them crucial minutes, me especially. So you know what Jason Kidd did? He said, okay, I'm going to put him in. So let's see what happens. And he said it yesterday. Everybody been saying Christian Wood need to close out games or be in the game when it's critical. But when the game was really going on and there were critical minutes, Christian Wood was in there, and that's how they came back. Christian Wood was in the game. He's not a defensive presence. He never was. We said that when he came over to Dallas. He's going to give you offense 17-10, but he is a liability defensively. And one of the reasons why he's a liability defensively is because He's 6'10", and he's long, but he's only 215 pounds. He's light in the pants. You can physically dominate him in the paint if you wanted to. And he's not a shot blocker. He's not blocking shots for you. Okay, so nobody is fearing him when he's in the game on the inside because he's an outside in guy. He's not an inside out guy. He's a guy that can shoot the three. He's a guy that can shoot the perimeter. He got a little jump hook in his repertoire, but he ain't no dude that you are consistently going to inside in the paint. That's just gonna take them power dribbles, back you in, and score. He's more effective than moving around and, you catch him out in the perimeter and things of that nature. So OKC really saw that and really exposed it. They went to the hole against him. He did not give any kind of a presence on the inside. So maybe that's the reason why Jason Kidd hasn't played him in critical minutes. Because when you're in there and you're the last line of defense, you're not creating a defense. You feel me? So that's ugly. And like I said, you only shot like 20-some% from three-point range. You're living and die by the three. If you don't make the three, it's going to be bad for you. And that's just the ugly right now. Is Dallas doesn't have any inside presence right now on the defensive side of the ball. And they got to get better. Luka's not a great defensive player. We already know that. The effort was lacking from him yesterday. Bad, ugly. Shai was just constantly getting to the hole. And this dude, Isaiah Joe, he didn't even get drafted. He scored 15 points in 9 minutes and was perfect from the field. That's a ugly. Who in the hell is Isaiah Joe? Okay? 9 minutes. Hit big three-pointers to end, put it in OT. Who is this guy? Shai is dribbling to the hole. That last three-pointer that he made, I think to put it in OT, you didn't know Shai was dribbling to the hole and kicking it out? You were up 3. So why are you doubling him going to the hole? Knowing he's going to kick it out. He's not going to shoot a damn three-pointer. He's shooting a mid-range and he's going to the hole. Y'all don't know that scouting report on this game, and he consistently did it in that game all day when he won it. And when he drove to the hole in that last play, you had 2 people on him going to the hole. He's kicking it out. That's what happened. Tim Hardaway Jr., once he got on him, they isolated that. I'm taking him all day. Luka, taking him all day. Dinwiddie ain't no great defensive player. He'll put in work, but he ain't no great defensive player either. But they got to figure that out because it's too easy to get in the paint against these Mavs. It's too easy, and when they get in the paint, it's too easy to score because there's no presence inside. And they got to figure that out. Y'all got to be better on the ball, on the perimeter, on these one-on-ones. Pick and rolls. Too many times somebody gets picked, there's no rolling on the defense, there's no hedging. Guys can just go right to the paint. Like I said, teams are living in the paint against Dallas. And ugly, you keep on getting these big leads and can't maintain them, especially in the fourth quarter. Second half and the fourth quarter, you get big leads and you can't maintain them. And you got the Orlando Magic tonight, and they're not a good team. They're a young, athletic team, but they're not a good team together. But they have some players athletically. So they may give you some problems on the inside again because they have inside presence, which Dallas does not. So we'll see. But right now, Mavs what? 2-3? They say easily could be 5-0, but you could easily be 0-5. Let's keep it real. So as easily you could be 5-0, you could easily be 0-5, but you played. Because your one game that you won, the blowout against the Grizzlies, they were on the back-to-back. The Nets were on the back-to-back. The Grizzlies, they were just tired. They had top starters out the game. And they were coming back in that game. Then when we talk about the Nets almost won that damn game. Because Dallas, once they get a lead, they start chucking up threes because they don't got an inside presence. They just keep chucking up threes. Luka is doing the damn step back threes, 28-footers when you got a 15, 16-point lead. You don't got to do that. You can still run the offense. It's okay to hit 2-pointers too. I get it. You don't have an inside presence, so you got to live by the 3. I get it. But come on, man. When you get a lead like that, you don't instantly have to just chuck threes. So, living and die by the 3 is a dangerous game to me. And as long as they keep on doing that, it's going to be bad for the Mavs because they're not putting the defensive effort on the other side. So, That's my good, the bad, the ugly for this ugly loss against the OKC Thunder. Shouldn't have lost that game. But we'll be talking to you soon. Another good, bad, ugly coming up back to back tonight for the Mavs. They play the Orlando Magic tonight. We'll see how it goes. Talk to you soon, Big Game James. I'm out.